Hey nerds, Happy New Year. Today I'm going to go through my top five lists of movies from 2024, starting now. Welcome back to the Nerd Social. I am Colin. So we are now into 2025, but I just wanted to take a few moments to look back on the year 2024 and the movies that shaped my top five list. I'm going to start off with some honorable mentions and then I'm going to get into my top five. So, careful for spoilers for those of you that haven't seen these movies yet. You might want to pause and then go back to this when you have seen it. Without further ado, spoilers ahead. Starting with my honorable mentions, Twisters was on my list. This movie is the sequel to the 90s Twister movie. I really enjoyed it. It has some direct linearity to the original, and the special effects are really good from this movie. Definitely a really good popcorn summer movie to enjoy, and it has some really good actors in it with Glenn Powell and also Anthony Ramos, as well as Daisy Edgar Jones that's in this movie. My other honorable mention goes to Gladiator 2. This is with Paul Mescal and with Denzel Washington. Connie Nielsen's in it as well. So this is a nice follow-up to the original 2000 Gladiator movie directed by Ridley Scott. This is also directed by Ridley Scott. We also did a review on Gladiator 2. We definitely enjoyed it for what it was, but it definitely did not make my top five, but it's still a really good ride overall. Now to my top five, I am going to start talking a little bit about why each of them stood out for me and whether or not there's going to be future sequels or prequels. Starting with number five, it was Inside Out 2. I think that this movie was really great. I saw it as a screener in 2024. One of the characters' anxiety really stole the movie. I think also having Riley being a preteen was a very good move on Disney's part to introduce new types of emotions. And also, in some ways, is very similar to another Disney movie called Turning Red in terms of confronting preteen angst. Whether or not they're going to come up with a sequel, I'm really not sure about that. Hopefully, they will think about it because it did make a lot of money for Disney. My number four is Deadpool and Wolverine. This was the only Marvel movie that came out in 2024. The opening sequence is very memorable. It's probably just as memorable as, say, the first Deadpool movie. The second Deadpool movie had also very memorable scene with Celine Dion. This was with NSYNC, and yeah, it worked. I really did enjoy it. The cameos were great. We had a number of cameos to focus on certain characters that were from our past. Some of the characters were pretty surprising, some of them were not, but it was definitely really great to see all the different cameos. The heart was also there, but I think that the heart was much more surface level, doesn't match the first two movies. That probably took it back a little bit, but it's still a pretty solid movie and it still made a ton of money for Disney. There's rumors that they're going to make another sequel to Deadpool Wolverine, but we don't know what type of appearance they're going to make in the Avengers movies, but hopefully we get to see them fairly soon. My number three movie of 2024 was Conclave. It's a surprisingly good political thriller. I like the political thriller genre. Definitely a lot of tension that's involved. The twist at the end of this movie was very unexpected and also very groundbreaking, might I add. Being a progressive, I really do wish that the Catholic Church was this progressive. You can't have everything, but it definitely serves some questions as to how the church would approach this. I'm shocked that there wasn't that much of a critical response from the Catholic Church about this movie. But in any case, I think it was a good piece of political entertainment and also how politics play a huge role in the papacy overall. My number two movie is Dune Part 2. Yes, Dune was out way back in March because initially it was going to come out in November of 2023, but they pushed it to 2024. And so the trailer is one of the best I've seen since Endgame, since Batman v Superman. I think the trailer was all the way back in 2023, but it was still very memorable. Austin Butler as Feyratha in the black and white gladiator duel is just so iconic. It's just a great scene overall. I think the fear that's instilled by him is just mind-numbing, and also his performance was great in this movie. Feeling the weight of the Imperium on Paul Atreides' shoulders, you definitely feel it on you as you watch this movie throughout. It was a great ending to part 2. We don't know if Denis Villeneuve knew when he's going to do Messiah, whether or not he's going to change the story, because it does get a little bit weird in this story, even weirder than it is right now. But we'll see what happens with the third part of the movie. I think he's taking his time for the most part. And my number one movie from 2024 is Wicked Part 1. Colors are really stunning. I think it matches or even exceeds the colorful palettes of Guardians of the Galaxy. The music is great. Great performances by Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. And also, it's a very poignant political commentary. When I watch the movie, I definitely can associate the wizard with this person, Glinda with this person, or this type of people. So it fits fairly neatly into boxes as to how we interpret our politics in this movie. So those are my top 5 movies and honorable mentions for 2024. What are your top 5 movies from the past year? Please comment down below. Like, share, subscribe for more content like this. And we will see you in the next video. All right. Take care, everybody.